Welcome back to Dork Points, everybody. This is Ron, and it's another FPS Binge. That's right, all the first-person shooters I have played recently, starting with a recap of a few games. First of all, System Shock. You know, I always say if I can beat it, you can beat it. Well, I can't beat it. I do like the game. I appreciate all the time I played with it, but this boss fight, and then the toxic habitat area, and then the flight deck with all the OP robots, it was just way too much for me, and I put it down. I don't think I'm gonna pick it back up anytime soon. You know, I wanted to beat it without a walkthrough, and it requires one, unfortunately, but still a good game. All right, moving on to High on Life. I mentioned this at the very end of my last FPS video, so it's time to kind of give it a little more publicity, I guess. It's a great game. It's beautiful looking. Whatever the controversy was with Justin Roiland, I don't care. I didn't love Trover Saves the Universe. I thought his voice got a little grating in there, but this game is really fun and really well balanced. And oh, who does that kind of look like? Look at that guy. A little bit, maybe. Like I said, the shooting is good, not great. But the game is just fun to play, and you know, you're not hearing Justin Roiland all the time. You have JB Smoove from Curb Your Enthusiasm and Tim Robinson from I Think You Should Leave. It's just fun. Play it, play it. All right, moving on to Ghostwire Tokyo. I considered this a first-person shooter. Now, you're using different colored magics, kind of like Immortals of Avium, but instead of like one magic being for one enemy or another, it's the blue magic is like rapid fire, the red is like a shotgun, and the blue is like a big wave. I like that a lot better than what they did with Immortals of Avium. The game itself is just fascinating to look at. This very interesting Japanese ghost lore that I don't quite understand. I don't quite know all the time what the hell is going on, but I like it. It's different. So, you know, do I understand the story? No. Do I like the story? Yes. And that's a lot of the game. I do feel like the intense haptic feedback on this game lended to the damage that eventually destroyed my first PS5 controller very quickly, like within months. But like I said, this is a game worth playing. Like, even if you don't quite understand it, it's beautiful. I love it. Play it. All right, moving on to the retro games, starting with, of course, the Tur Rock Trilogy. I finally picked it up, and I'm glad I did for the most part. I love the first Tur Rock. It's long. It did require a couple things. I had to look up. Yeah, you know, but look at this kill scene. Isn't that great? Nintendo 64, a little bloody, but just wait. These big dinosaurs. Now again, there is a lot of first-person parkour or running and jumping platforming. I'm sorry, there's a lot of first-person platforming in this game, and I know that can be a little rough for people who aren't used to these kind of old-school games. But I tell you, in the end, despite a lot of gripes and minor problems, I liked it. It felt good to play. Now, I cannot say the same, unfortunately, for Tur Rock 2. Hey, there's the iguana scene. This scene is awesome, by the way. But, you know, the game, I guess it feels just as good to play and looks just as good as the first game. It looks just like a Nintendo 64 game. But it just, I don't know, it's too... But look at this. Now, this is what I was talking about with the kills. Look at that, just boosh. And then look, a disembodied torso, or just a half a body, and it drowns in his own blood. And then the mind board does like really awesome damage as well. Spiders, lots of spiders, so arachnophobia warning. But yeah, man, this game is just hard. You know, I can let the difficulty of the shooting and stuff slide, but the problem is the game itself, the structure of every level is a maze, and you know, there's a line you cross where you're breaking the trust of the gamer trusting that you are going to be able to figure out this problem, and they are not just trying to purposefully like throw you off and get you lost. And that's what the second one felt like, unfortunately. And I just gave up after the fourth level. All right, and of course, Tur Rock 3, now Acclaim and not Iguana, and the Iguana just turns to goo and falls apart, turns to meat. It feels a little different. I'm not sure if this was also on 64, but despite a lot of people ragging on this game, it's kind of my favorite, if I'm honest. The first one is a classic, and it does feel like you're playing something different and new and interesting from that time. But this is the most enjoyable of the three games. It's a little mazy, but none more than maybe a little less than like Half-Life or some of those older school games, but fairly easy to figure out for the most part. And just the look of everything, it looks good. I don't love this end boss or kind of the whole ending of the game, but it's fun. I had a fun time. All right, moving on to more retro. Is this retro now? Yeah, I played Doom 2016 again. It's almost 10 years old, and it was weird. A lot of like Mandela effect things. Like I remember levels, and I just remember everything about this game differently. It's fairly short. I do love these secret hidden areas with the original Doom in it. That's really cool. But I just remember this a lot longer, and it seems like such a short game to play now. Of course, they have the glory kills and all that, and the level design is fairly amazing, but it just went by so fast, and I feel like I misremembered some areas from Doom Eternal being in this game or something. Also, I spent, weeks and weeks with the level editor in this game as well, so maybe that's where that's coming from. But yeah, it's a short game. It's a wonderful game. It looks beautiful for its age. It really does. Speaking of that, Titanfall 2. Kind of the opposite, where I remembered every little plot point of this game and every little area is so memorable, but at the same time, really short, like 4 hours maximum. It's like a tech demo, really, and why didn't they make another one? I'm not sure, or something like it, because it's really cool using this time mechanic and moving through things. I know other games have aped that as well, but yeah, it's shocking for how people talk about this game, and it looks great even now. I don't know if this is PS3 or PS4. It might be early PS4, but yeah, just look at this. I hate this area though. This jumping part, just ugh. But there you go. Time standing still in Titanfall, just looking as good as the day it was made, 10-ish years ago. Yes. There you go. All right, moving on to the Stalker Trilogy. Now, these just came to PS Extra, so thank you guys for that. I really... I want to say I really love it, but I don't know. It's such a cool, weird open world. There's so many different things going on, but they really just throw you into the deep end with this game. And there is, thankfully, a difficulty setting, but that does not do much of anything. Unless you're a person who plays extremely hard, old school games, set it to the easiest difficulty right away, and you will still have a hell of a time. You want to see? Here you go. This is me playing it on easy. Okay, this is me playing it on easy again. This is also me playing it on easy. Yeah, they don't tell you the rules about radiation or how to protect yourself from it. So you just go out in the world and you die. It's very, trial by error. And then oh my God, your stamina system. It's the worst thing about this game. It almost wrecks the game. I hate it with all my heart. So I am kind of hate playing it, but look at this. This is a precursor. This came out the same year as Oblivion, And this is an amazing precursor to like Fallout and Metro. I mean, that thing is nightmare fuel. Look at it, just ugh. Like, so all those guys were definitely aping aspects of this game for sure, which I didn't even realize this existed. Now, this trilogy, I think it is kind of remastered a little bit, because look at the sky, it looks beautiful. All right, moving on to Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction. You know, I guess we could say this is the beginning of the bad games. This is the bad games list now, I'm sorry. Not really a huge offender, not bad. It looks good. It plays good. It feels good to shoot, but it's an extraction shooter, and I hate that. And as a person who always plays like campaign shooters, I was just more focused on the story and getting through the story, and I kept pushing forward, and then I would die and lose everything, and then have to do another, you know, the same thing, and then try to extract. It annoyed me after a very short time. All right, speaking of that, Deadland. This is intended for VR, but for some reason they made a non-VR version, and you basically just run straight forward. You can kind of tilt the camera, as you see, but you're basically just running straight forward. You get a gun or an axe, but then eventually some zombie will catch you, and these scenes that they make you watch over and over again, first person being eaten and screaming, they're just unpleasant. It's just a stupid and unpleasant game. It's not the worst of the worst, though. That would be this one. Yeah, can you see what that name is? It's Aliens. It's just called Aliens. Yeah, Aliens. Good job, guys. Look, you know, the character modeling, I understand if you're watching it and you're a little confused, the character modeling is kind of cool, but this game is hot garbage. The moment you fire the gun, it's like, it's nothing. It feels like you're firing a squirt gun. It's just 3 levels, waves coming at you, and the game in every level is totally busted. Just look at this. Yeah, that's not on purpose. That's just the game being broken. The trees, the trees. Okay, moving on to Robot Anarchy. Now, this is the turn, I would say. This might be sort of a bad game, but now we're getting into the boomer shooter territory. And for a bad game, it's kind of a good game. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but it looks and feels like you're playing clip art or something really cheap, like made on an ancient PC or on a handheld from a long time ago. Like, the shooting doesn't feel good. All the characters, the enemies look flat. It's kind of an ugly game, but I love it because it really does feel like a lot of those old school shooters in a lot of sections. But they also do this thing where they require you to do these jumping sections that are nearly impossible, just like all those games. All right, now moving into the good. Metal Savior. I do consider this a boomer shooter. You know, it's not pixelated like Robot Anarchy or the other game we're going to talk about. It's pretty smooth looking, but it feels weird and wonky. Just look at this robot character. Yeah, there's something off about this game and the story. It's just weird, but in a pleasant and interesting and different way. Now, if you die in a level, you go back to the beginning of the level. So it's pretty old school that way. And usually you end up dying at the end of a level. And oh my god, there are levels with boss fights. You have to do that whole level plus the boss fight. So if you die during the boss fight, you start the whole level over again. So that's a little tough to swallow for me. It's a little tough to manage sometimes. But you know what? I got through it. If I can beat it, you can beat it. Right? There's these cool top-down kind of puzzle sections where you're this floating ball. I did enjoy those. They're different. They kind of shake the game up a little bit. But you can see what it is. I mean, it's a hardcore game. There's a lot of bullets coming at you. You got to be smart. You got to be quick. There's no saving. Like I said, you die on a level, you're dead. But I enjoyed all of my time with Metal Savior. All right, moving on to Sprawl. Now, this is it. This is the best of the best. I guess, final boomer shooter of the night. Yeah, it just feels great to me. It reminds me a lot of Killzone and Doom 2016. And you'll just see by the way the characters are modeled, by the way the levels are designed. It's a great game, though. I will say the story to this game is exactly like another kind of boomerish shooter coming out called Metal Eden. They have almost the exact same story. So if you know what I'm talking about, you know. But yeah, there's a lot of parkour here, a lot of moving around. But it never got too rough. There was definitely some irritating parts to it, I would say, but I never hated the game. I liked what it was doing. And speaking of Doom 2016, I mean, just look at this level, the design of that. But yeah, it just, I don't know. It was really pleasant and fun, and I think it was maybe $3.99 for this on sale, on a weird sale. But look at this environment. It's just beautiful to look at. Play Sprawl. I highly recommend it. Sprawl. Okay, a few last little details here. Escape from Terrace City. It's not a first-person shooter, obviously, but it's this retro boomer shootery third-person bullet hell that's kind of aping Contra and several other games. Also reminds me of that weird old school bad Mega Man game that was in 3D because of the color of this game. The color is very unique and the design style is really kind of cool almost. There are ugly moments and there are glitchy moments all over the place. But overall, I really enjoyed my time with this. It's only 5 levels, so there is that too, but they are challenging. I mean, just look at this. Yeah, there you go. All right, and final mention, final little detail, Splitgate II is out in beta or whatever you call it. Oh wait, servers are offline for temporary maintenance. For latest updates, check blah, 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 blah. Okay, there was a week of that, and then we started playing the game. And you know what? It plays and feels great. I love the way the shooting feels in this game. It's very different from the first game. There are only 2 main gaming options, kind of like the 4v4, and then like a big arena with like 24 or 60 something players that are all just kind of like gathering points. However, you know, I played this for about a week and then the servers went down again, and it was out for like the last 3 days. You know, by the time I post this video, I'm sure it won't be, but yeah, that's a little funky. And then, yeah, I just, you know, if I'm honest, you know, as much as I played the first one and I liked it, I don't think this is going to be something I play nightly like I did with the original Splitgate, unfortunately. All right, thank you for watching. That was all the first-person shooters I have played recently. Dork points. Bye-bye. Goodbye.